In order to stop the clone threat of the KILLUMINATI, it will be up to Winter Soldier and his ever-growing team to meet this threat off at the pass. What will happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of New Avengers issue number 3 and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up directly from where the last issue left off, Black Widow leads a team to try and capture the rampaging Hulk in the field. Though, truth be told, it's not actually the Jade Giant they're after this time. Bucky and Clea are actually deep inside what's known as Hulkspace right now, attempting to gain an audience with Bruce Banner. It would seem that once again Dr. Banner is on the wrong side of his much more rage-filled alter ego, and because of that he can't exactly move right now. And while Bucky and the others would certainly love a Hulk on their side at the moment, they'll take some good, well-earned advice as a consolation prize. And indeed, Banner does actually have some really interesting insight into this whole KILLUMINATI issue, starting with the fact that these clones are unlike anything he's ever seen before. It's hard enough just to copy powers and memories as they are, but these clones have those, but have also been altered to completely inverse their morality. Surely someone like the Jackal couldn't be able to pull off such a feat unless someone was actively helping him. Once again, the story reiterates that by far the most dangerous of these clones is Mr. Ouroboros, and again, it makes sense. An evil Reed Richards who's lost his way isn't just a danger to the planet, he's a danger to the whole multiverse once he gets started. Now, this meeting in the mind's eye was brief. Outside, though, Laura actually ends up really impressing herself by how good she does in the fight against the Hulk. Again, Logan's battles with the Hulk are the stuff of legend, so the fact that this Wolverine can make him bleed certainly feels like cause for celebration. Not that anyone has time to do any of that. Banner points this ragtag team in the direction of New Mexico, but unfortunately, before they can all set a course, they end up getting teleported to the snowy mountains of Japan by Guru Strange. There they find a whole town full of people passed out. Their bodies are still alive, but their minds are completely gone. That's all pretty strange in and of itself, but to make matters worse, it's only a few moments later the whole team ends up getting jumped by Carnage, but not just any Carnage. This is Eddie Brock, the former Venom who took up the Carnage mantle at the end of that last big symbiote war storyline. Now he's been wandering the world like Kane in Kung Fu, putting right what once went wrong, and that mission statement has taken him all the way to Japan. He actually has a pretty good back and forth with Bucky in this issue when he says, "Hey, I thought you were Venom." "Yeah, well, you were Captain America for a minute, so you should know better than anyone things change." Carnage is not their enemy, it's actually the clone of Professor Xavier, who in this issue dubs himself Professor Extinction, which I must admit is a pretty solid name. He's the one who sucked the psychic energy out of all the poor townspeople, and now that he's fully juiced up, he's ready to take the fight directly to our brand new team. What is interesting about this guy, though, and what Laura as Wolverine clocks right away, is that despite being a clone of Xavier, he doesn't seem to use his psychic powers in the same way. He could very easily have gotten into their heads and forced them to fight each other, but he didn't, instead choosing to use brute force, almost as if this evil version of Xavier, one who doesn't value people as individuals, isn't actually able to reach out and make contact with other people's minds. What an interesting concept. Being an evil clone actively changes the way you use your powers, and in some cases actually makes you a little weaker than the person you're cloned from. Speaking of morality, and Clea briefly ends up leaving her team in the lurch to go have a showdown with Guru Strange. He may have brought the team here, but he has no intention of fighting them just yet, and as such, he vows to take Clea on a chase across the astral planes. Clea has the chance to follow, but in a nice bit of characterization, she actually puts her own personal vendetta aside, knowing full well that Winter Soldier and the others actively need her if they're going to survive. In the end, though, it's actually Laura who, for all intents and purposes, was the real deal focus of this issue, who concocts the plan to take down Professor Extinction once and for all, making use of the same neural inhibitor that the team used to take the Hulk, and knock him out for a few minutes at the beginning of the issue. Basically, if Carnage rushes him, gets all gooey, and puts the device on Extinction's neck, then it will be child's play for Wolverine to swoop on in and take him out, which is exactly what she does, even when this guy essentially begs for his life and does his best Xavier impression. This once again causes this newfound team to break down in a major moral argument. Are we going to be the type of team that kills? Are we even going to stay a team after this? I mean, we already don't trust the Avengers and the Illuminati with solving this problem on their own, meaning that we are unfortunately the best bet. And we all have so much red in our respective ledgers can we really go around judging each other. Either way, Eddie Carnage is totally on board to be part of this brand new group, and vows to join up with the team on their actual real trip to New Mexico in search of cosmic rays, the thing that Banner believes that Mr. Ouroboros will no doubt be after. Unfortunately, though, the team once again ends up hitting another major roadblock. As Namor starts freaking the hell out and attacking his own team members, it seems that his clone, Imperious Rex, isn't nearly as dead as they all believed as the comic comes to a close. And so that was New Avengers issue number 3, everybody, and once again, I'm really enjoying what the creative team is doing on this one, not just because, you know, it's a darker, edgier take on Avengers, which it is, but it's getting to see all these characters bounce off each other who don't normally get to bounce off each other, especially because we are finding certain characters like Eddie Brock in such weird and interesting times in their lives. I know I'm not the first person to say this, but the essence of drama is conflict, and there's a lot of really good conflict going on with this team and in this story. I can also really appreciate Sam Humphries too for really thinking about a good reason as to why these guys can't just go to the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, or the Illuminati, and the reason is that they don't actually trust how they'll handle this situation, and there's a good reason, especially for all the individual members of this team, to not trust the Avengers or Illuminati. Banner especially probably ends up walking away with the line of the issue when he says, yeah, you know what, I agree with you guys not telling the other heroes, and this is coming from me. I'm like as old an Avenger as Iron Man. I'm an older Avenger than Captain America. The Illuminati shot me into space. I know exactly how they overreact. There's also a bigger mystery too I can't wait to unravel as well, and that is that if the Jackal was simply used as work for hire by a bigger villain, who is this bigger villain and what is their end goal? Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one a very solid 8 out of 10, and I wonder who's going to get the next Focus issue.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.